All right, so we're going to get more understanding of how decimals and fractions are related based on how they're looked and represented on a number line. So here we have a number line from 0 to 2, and I'm going to use money to help us really get this understanding. So notice that I perfectly drawn this out for this $1, this one whole dollar to go from 0 to 1. If I wanted to add a second dollar, 0 to 2. So right now on my number line, I represent two whole dollars with my number line going from 0 to 2, which is perfect. One thing I want to understand and get a really good grasp of when it comes to fractions is that fractions represent things that are smaller than one whole. For example, things that are smaller than one whole, if we break this up into quarters, right? I know that one whole dollar in quarters would be 4 quarters. So that's another way to represent one whole dollar. But if I take away a quarter, do I have a whole dollar? No, now I have 75 cents. And notice how it represents things that are smaller than $1. So right now I have 1/4 of a dollar here, 1/4 of a dollar here, 1/4 of a dollar here. And I need one more fourth, which is what I'm missing, to make this a whole, one whole dollar. I can do the same thing using dimes, which means I need 10 dimes to make a dollar. I can use nickels, which means I need 20, or pennies, which means I need 100. So we just know that we can represent things that are smaller than one whole or in between our wholes using fractions. So for example, if I wanted to replace this dollar, and let's say I had this much money, I don't have a full other dollar because I'm not over here, but I have something here. We know that this is a quarter, so I can represent this as 1/4 and 1/4. So what I have right now represented is I have $1, and because I have 2 quarters, my fraction is going to be, I have one whole dollar and 2 quarters out of the 4 I need to make another dollar. So I have $1.50. Now we already know how we can represent this using a decimal, which you just give me the value. How much money do I have? Well, I have $1. How many cents do I have? I have 50 cents. All right, let's run another example. I'm going to go ahead and erase this. We're going to keep in mind how we can represent, we can use fractions and decimals on a number line to represent the same thing, just giving us a little bit of different information. Remember that fractions tell us how many parts and wholes we have, and decimals tell you the actual value. Okay, so I'm going to put some money on here. So we have, I'm putting some dimes here. All right, cool. So because I'm working with dimes, I know that I need 10 dimes to make $1. Now I don't have 10 dimes here, I have 4. So each of these dimes is representing as a fraction as 1 out of 10, or 1 out of the 10 dimes that I need to make one whole dollar. So I can represent these 4 dimes as the fraction 4 out of 10, or I have 1, 2, 3, 4 dimes out of the 10 I need to make $1. Now I can also represent this as a decimal because I can know the value of 4 dimes. Well, that's just how much it's worth. That's worth 40 cents. So here's my 40 cents, and I don't have any dollars. So even though we've been working with fractions in 5th grade, and we're going to be working with fractions and decimals in 6th grade, we need to understand that they are related. They just 2 different ways to represent things that fall in between our wholes. I can break this up into pennies. I can even go further than pennies. If I wanted to break this up, the dollar, into thousands, I could, 2,000, millions. The opportunities are endless when it comes to working with fractions and decimals. So hope this helps understand, and we're going to be using this understanding in our work moving forward.